Guys, the time has finally come for me to reveal my final prediction for Miss South Africa 2022. I cannot believe that Miss South Africa 2022 is literally so close. Oh my gosh. With this list, I struggled so much. Even now that it's made, I'm still struggling. I really had to sit down and think long and hard on this. I watched literally everything that I could in order to gain more insight, in order to gauge who will place top 5, who will win. It's been a struggle and a half, guys. I think Miss South Africa this year, the stress of this has put me in my Euphoria and Lana Del Rey phase. So there you go. That's where my mental health is at right now. I am just in a place where I am stressed as hell about Miss South Africa happening, because I love so many of these women and because I just want the best for my birth country. I want them to make the best decision, which they usually do, so that's a good thing. Guys, without further ado, let me just get into my prediction. So I'm going to be talking about the girls from placements 10 to 1, so it's going to be a bit brutal, but I feel like this is the best way for me to do this. At number 10, I have Itumeleng, and I've talked about this before, I think in my top 10 judging day review, as well as the other video where I talked about you guys' picks for Miss South Africa this year. Itumeleng, I feel, is just not on the same level yet as the other girls. That doesn't mean that she can't get there. There's always room for improvement, but as I see it right now, she is just not, on the same level as the girls in my top 5. So for that reason, she is at number 10 for me. At number 9, I have Pearl. Pearl, again, has a lot of potential, but when compared to some of the other contestants, I do not see it yet. I see her as a Miss South Africa top 10 contestant. I do not see her as Miss South Africa. Do you guys know what I mean? At number 8, and you guys are going to hate me. Even I hate myself, to be honest with you. I have Luyanda. Now, this is where it gets difficult. With Pearl and Itumeleng, I knew that I wanted to, have them at 9 and 10. But with the other 8, guys, the differences are so marginal that it was almost impossible for me to rank, number 8, number 7, number 6. It was almost impossible. So please do not think it's an insult that Luyanda is at number 8, because it's not. Because there's literally minuscule, I had to look into the minutia of things, differences between her and the girl who's actually at number 1 for me. Luyanda was so amazing at top 10 judging day. Her answer was so incredible. But then again, there were other women who are also incredible and who also wowed me. I adore Luyanda, but for me, she's at number 8. Then at number 7, I have Lebogang, which was a surprise even to me, because you guys know that Lebogang has been my sentimental favorite. She's been my perpetual favorite ever since she competed at Miss South Africa in 2020. So it pained me to put Lebogang at number 7 this year, just because I have been loving this woman for the past 2 years. But she just didn't wow me enough. She just didn't stand out enough at the Miss South Africa Top 10 judging day, among other things. And so I feel like I had to put her at number 7, unfortunately. At number 6, so just outside of my top 5, I have Ayanda. Ayanda is striking. Ayanda is confident. Ayanda is strong. But for me, Ayanda is at number 6 in comparison with the other girls in my top 5. Ayanda is very much, to me, like the 2019, 2020-ish type of ideal. because she is so strong and confident, as well as another woman who is actually in my top 5. But I do feel like, and I've said this before, that the pageant industry is shifting a bit more in the direction of softer confidence, more soft-spoken queens, still outspoken, but soft-spoken at the same time. And I do think that that is the direction that pageantry is going in this year. If I look at all of the international queens who won this year, Lalela has that. Lalela is not very, she's actually a very soft-spoken woman. Although she's very confident, she is still, dainty. She is feminine. She is soft-spoken. She has this quiet confidence about her. And I definitely think that that's the direction that pageantry is going in as well. Because Harnaz is also like that in essence. And also Carolina, who's Miss World. I just think that that's the direction that it's going into. Then at number 5, somebody who really, really impressed me at the top 10 judging day was Keaoleboga. She also impressed me when it came to the swimsuit walk, although we didn't see the full swimsuit competition. We did see a couple of clips, and Keaoleboga really has a great walk. She also is an amazing speaker, but then again, she's also very confident, she's very outgoing, she's very outspoken, which are all very positive traits, but is she what Miss South Africa is looking for exactly this year? Who knows? Like I said before, there is a saying, different night, different girl. So depending on the night, depending on the judges, depending on the circumstances, depending on how you look, depending on whether or not you say the right thing, you could have won, but something just didn't play in your favor and then you didn't. So I think that, like I said before, that's why the Miss South Africa organization focuses so much on the journey rather than actually being Miss South Africa, rather than actually winning, because the truth of pageantry is different night, different girl, different judges, different girl. It's all so dependent on just variables that could or could not play in your favor. We can all make educated guesses on who could win, who could make top 5, but to be honest, it's just dependent on a lot of things. So I think Keaoleboga would make an amazing Miss South Africa. I mean, did you listen to her speaking? Did you see her? And that's the truth for 80% of women on this list. They would all be amazing Miss South Africas, but the truth is, it could be anyone, because depending on the judges' moods, depending on a lot of different things. So I love Keaoleboga. At the moment, I see her in my top 5 as number 5, but also she could win and I would be ecstatic. Then at number 4, I have Luve. Luve really impressed me at the judging day, the Miss South Africa Top 10 judging day, because she was just so charismatic and adorable and sweet, and she really made me smile. I think that Luve could definitely do things at Miss South Africa this year. I didn't pay much mind to Luve before the Top 10 judging day, I'm going to be completely honest, but she has truly, and she has grown on me. I adore Luve now, to be honest. And this pains me a lot, but my second runner-up is Tamsyn. I know, I've loved Tamsyn. I do love Tamsyn. I do love Tamsyn. But to me, she is my second runner-up. I'm not really going to get into it too much. There's no specific reason other than I think Miss South Africa is looking for something else, to be honest with you. I think that they are looking for something else this year. I placed Tamsyn as second runner-up because I do think that she will place very, very high. And I do want her to go international and represent South Africa, perhaps at Miss Supranational or Miss Universe. I think that Tamsyn would be amazing at either one of those. But at the moment, I have her as my second runner-up just because I think that's the Miss South Africa organization perhaps, or the judges perhaps, might be inclined to look for something else. Then as my first runner-up, I have Ndavi, who you guys love. I just think Ndavi is so sweet and adorable and charismatic, and she has this little bit of attitude, but she's also, she's like a little sweet with a little bit of sour in her. Well, not necessarily sour, but like sass, you guys know. I adore Ndavi. If you see her, you cannot help but smile because she is just so adorable, and I think that's a beautiful effect for a person to be having on people. So if she's having that effect on me, I can just imagine with the judges and with the Miss South Africa team as a whole, she must just be such an adorable little ball of charisma, and I don't know, I just want to be her best friend. She is so adorable. And lastly, guys, and this was surprising to me. Even as I was making this list. I have not been seeing this woman as my Miss South Africa. I've been seeing her placing relatively high, but after reviewing everything, like I said before, pageantry oftentimes is about who can bring the most of all traits, all things, all across the board to the table. And I think that Anarzade is definitely one of those women who are fitting in perfectly into what pageantry is this year, what pageantry has been evolving into lately. Anarzade, listen, who wouldn't want this goddess of a woman as the next Miss South Africa? That is the question. I adore Anarzade. I adore Anarzade so much. If she were to be crowned the next Miss South Africa, guys, I would be so extremely ecstatic, because I have loved her ever since she first entered Miss South Africa in 2020. Last year she made top 15 and fell out. This year, finally, she is going to be seeing the stage. Oh my gosh, I adore Anarzade. I am just so happy that she is actually going to be on the Miss South Africa stage, first of all, but I do think that she has what it takes to win Miss South Africa this year. So, guys, I know that my list might not be popular with a lot of you, but like I said before, the differences between these women are so marginal, and my list is based on my own. As much as I would like to say that it's entirely 100% based on all of the things that I've watched, all of the opinions that I've gathered, etc., etc., at the end of the day, I had to look at these women and say, okay, I want you as the next Miss South Africa. I want you to represent South Africa, and I want you to represent South Africa. And you guys know, you might have differing opinions on that, and we all do. And at the end of the day, we just have to be happy for whoever makes top 3 or whoever wins. And I will of course be, because I am in love with most of the women in the top 10 anyway. So any one of them could win, and I would be like, yes. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.